So there's a story that's a very interesting story about a poor woman, a widow, that was going to plead for justice from a king or from a judge that, of course, was a heartless judge. But because the woman kept on going and going back, and she went again and again, and she kept on going. Even when he says no, she would go and knock the door, knock the door. Even when the judge says no, she would knock again and again until the woman was wearing the judge, patience. And all of a sudden, they said, okay, because of your persistence, I'll give it to you. I'll give you justice. Now there's a lot we can learn from this woman. One, she wasn't so influential, so she wasn't using any godfather. She wasn't using anyone that she knows to get justice. It's just to go for what she believes she deserves. And you see, that's the beginning of getting what you want, is for us to go for what we believe we deserve. Ask, 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 ask the universe, because the universe is waiting for you to ask. And asking is not just one day. Asking is that habit that you're trying to form to lose your weight. You're asking. You cannot just ask one day. You ask tomorrow, the day after. You keep on going there and knocking that door persistently. And soon, and very soon, you're going to reap the rewards of your persistence. Persistence always pays. Persistence is, you're building character, you're building inner strength by going back there again and again and again and again and again without fail. This is how you build, whether you're trying to build your health, you're trying to build your character, you're trying to build your business, you're trying to build your coaching business. Persistence is the rule of the game. If you're the kind of person that will just go once and then you say it doesn't work, if you're the kind of person that just asks once, you just went to us once, you went to God once, you told God, please heal me, please heal me, please give me this, and it just once, and whew, you got lost, then you don't really want it enough. Persistence always pays. Persistence always will pay. And life is very interesting. There are two very crucial pain that we go through in life. Number one is the pain of discipline. When you want something, you discipline yourself. You put your mind, your soul, everything within you into this thing that you want. And this is what I've seen personally. If you put your soul and your mind and everything you got into something, soon you will get it. The universe will just say, I release it to you. It's yours. Persistence. And by the way, the best way to claim something, to ask something, to pray for something, to go for something, is from attitude of gratitude. Like, never get tired of thanking God and the universe for your future, for your destiny, for the vision, that the thing that you pursue so much. Begin to live as though it's a reality right now. Are you with me? You begin to thank God, I have it already, and begin to, like this woman, go back there again and again, like you deserve it. Because only someone that believes they deserve something, they can go there the second, third, fourth time, because they believe they deserve it. And you see, one of the biggest challenge in attracting our destiny and going for what we deserve is actually that deservability, believing that actually you deserve what you're requesting, believing that you deserve it. Now, for you to be persistent, you have to become a certain kind of a person. Persistence is not a drink you take. They're like, wow. Oh, persistence is going down my throat. Persistence is an identity you acquire, is a character that you acquire. You become a persistent person. It's an identity, it's a character. You have to become it first before you attract. Now, people that are persistent are people of faith. You must have faith that whatever you are asking for, that wealth, that whether it's time wealth, whether it's physical wealth, or whether is financial wealth, whether is emotional wealth, whatever kind of wealth you are asking, you are knocking, you are going for, if you don't have the faith to believe that, number one, it exists, number two, you deserve it, you will not go the third time. Because you think that it depends on the giver. You think that it depends on the judge. Let me tell you, with this story that actually, if I remember, is from the book of Luke chapter 18, the story of the persistent widow who kept on going over and over and over and over again to get her request, is a story of faith. It did not depend on the judge to give justice. This guy was not a just judge. In fact, in chapter 18, it begins by saying she was going to unjust judge. Hello, why are you going to someone you can't get something from? This is the point. Never miss the lesson. This is the lesson. It's not about the giver. It's about you, the receiver. It's about you, the ones, whatever it is that you want. You are the creator of your destiny, not the giver. You're not at the mercy of anyone. You're not at the mercy of your boss. You're not at the mercy of your family members. You're not at the mercy of your father. No matter how old you are. Today I just interviewed a teenager who wants to join the coaching class and become, a world-class coach, get certified in the coaching class. Wonderful. It doesn't depend on age. Greatness is dependent on you. Do you want it that bad? Les Brown said, if you want something bad enough, to go out and fight for it, to give up all your terror, your insecurities, your fears, all the fear of drought and fear of cold for it, to sweat for it. If you want it bad enough, and you go out with all your strength, you will get it. With God's help, you will get it. The thing is, people don't go out. They don't go for what they want with a full heart. Most people always are half-hearted. They drag their feet to their desires. They go to, towards their dreams, looking down as though they don't want it bad enough, strong enough. They're not persistent enough. And so they end up creating an environment, a world where things are running away from them instead of coming to them. They create a world of fear where fear and insecurities, the woulda, coulda, shoulda, I could have done that, I would have done that, I would have. You tell yourself it's because you don't have this. I don't have the Godfather. I don't have anyone to speak to the judge. The judge is too tough. The judge is too. Those are excuses. Excuses will never give you your destiny. Excuses will never give you your destiny. Persistence will. Go for it. Apply for that job again. Make the call again. Ask her out again. Call him again. Go to the business, conversation again. Maybe this time around, things will be different. And this is the thing, some of us, we give up when it's too late, when we are almost getting our breakthrough, because you may never know when it's darkest. That's when it's about to get dawn. It gets darkest just before dawn. You see, if you hit a rock 10 times, and on the 10th time you break it, you get your breakthrough. Which hit broke the rock? Yes. Type it down there. Which one? Is it the first one, second one, fifth one, 9.5? Yes. Each one from the first one contributed. And I don't know where you are, but I know this. If you're persistent and you keep on hitting that rock at the same spot, very soon it's going to give way. And right there, you have your breakthrough. Right there, you have your financial breakthrough. Right now, there you have your ideal job, the job of your dream. How many people have been rejected so many times? And today, they are the leading stories that we read on the internet. The Google guys. You're rejected. Your idea, the Microsoft, your idea is rejected by people. Rejection doesn't mean that God doesn't want you. Rejection doesn't mean that it's not your time. Sometimes rejection just means, rejection is a question mark, it's not a full stop. Rejection most of the time is a question mark. It's asking, do you want it bad enough? So find your why. What is the reason that keeps you there? What is the reason that keeps you there? Holding on, fighting, going there again and again. Now, there are things that are worth fighting for. We are talking about something that gives you freedom. If you're talking about something that gives you emotional freedom, mental freedom, a sense of fulfillment in life, keep going. But if you're talking about ego, you're just doing it to prove a point, it may be work in futility. It may actually not give you that sense of joy when you get it. And some of us, we fight for something. Once we get it, we are like, okay, why did I waste my time? You want to understand things of value, because things of value are things that bring you a sense of fulfillment, joy, peace, what Jesus was calling the kingdom of God. These things that give you fulfillment, joy, freedom, ask yourself, does whatever you're pursuing give you a sense of freedom? So that you're asking with intelligence. Like for this woman, she asked for justice. She didn't ask for money. She's asking for justice. Sometimes you may be persistent in a foolish way. You're asking something that is not even in the power of the person you're asking to give you, only in your power to take. Only in your power. And so if you're going for, there are goals in life that are worth dying for, that are worth going for. You know, anything that fulfills you, anything that brings about fulfillment and freedom. And that's why I encourage people to get a coach, someone that can listen to you, that can tell you, you know, where is this coming from? Is it coming from fear or is it coming from love? Is it going to fulfill you or is it going to take away from you? Is it something that will bring about more joy, fulfillment in your life, or is it something that will bring about sadness into your life? I believe it's about time we live life by our terms. It's about time we go for what we believe. It's about time we begin to believe that we are deserving of love and go for love. It's about time we believe that we are deserving of joy and go for joy. It's about time to believe that we are deserving of freedom and go for freedom. No matter how many times we have hurt, no matter how many times we have lived immersed in the opposite, because most of the time your mind will tell you you're okay even when you're not. The reason is that the brain is created to only work with what is familiar to it. So if love is not familiar to you, you think I'm talking total BS. If freedom is not familiar to you, you think, oh, this is just for the chosen few, you know. But I tell you, every human being that doesn't have love, that is not filled with love instead of fear, with joy instead of sadness, with freedom instead of emotional imprisonment, they don't know what it means to be human. You've not experienced the joy of being human yet until you're free to be yourself, to find your joy because you deserve it. It's justice. Go for justice. Like the woman who are not, you know, she's not coming from any class or any sort of, you know, knowing anyone, no favor, but she believed in herself. I tell you, it doesn't matter where or how low you think you are. You deserve the best. You deserve enjoying this life to the fullest. You deserve it in your career, in your personal life, and in your professional life. You deserve it. And even if maybe you've lived a life of believing that you don't, this is the day you can begin to believe and write a new story. Tell yourself, I deserve it. I deserve love. Even though things are the way they are right now, I totally believe I deserve love, peace, and joy. I deserve it all. I'll leave a link down there so you can book a free consultation session. I'll take you to the next level of clarity where you can now begin to find, okay, what are these beliefs that are stopping you? What is keeping you in that small, limited space? How come you are resisting love? How come you're pushing joy away from you? How come every time you fall in love, you find a way to mess it and screw it? How come every time you get a good job, you find a way to kick it away? Deep down, there's a belief that you don't deserve it. Deep down, you believe you don't deserve a marriage. How come this is your second, third, fourth marriage? How come, you know, you meet these nice guys, you never settle down? How come? It's a matter of belief, and beliefs can be broken. Beliefs, like glasses, they can be changed. You can wear new glasses, new beliefs, and begin to see life totally different. That's what I wish you. God bless. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.